अच्छा जी, ERP versus non-ERP. Why do we have to go into this discussion when we are talking about ERP and non-ERP? It's because ERP automates, while non-ERP is not automated. Plus,
अच्छा, ये ईआरपी होता क्या है?
बताता हूँ. Let me tell you. What is ERP? ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. What is a resource? A resource can be finance, material management, inventory, warehouse, production, CRM, sales. What else? Finance, costing. Apart from this HR or HCM, these are resources, these are departments. And
यस.
planning is the capability in the tool to plan and forecast for the next season, month, or year. So ERP can integrates, connects, and centralizes these resources. Okay. So within ERP, businesses sign up to automate. Automate what? Business process. What is a process? Process is, for example, in inventory, there is a purchase procured to pay process where inventory is to be purchased from vendors
वेंडर्स.
from the at the rate plus at quantity for BOQ, bills of quantity.
मतलब किस रेट पे आप खरीद रहे हैं और कितनी मिकदार चाहिए आपको, उसकी क्वांटिटी क्या है.
So for quantity, you need lead time, stock valuation, levels of stock, and so on.
Right.
That is about inventory. So what else is connected in inventory? Finance, because finance has to pay the vendor. The process in inventory then becomes, it starts with quotation or RFQ, request for quotation, quotation, purchase order, GRN, which is good receipt note, vendor credit, inventory count or reconciliation, plus returns, and credit is paid or cleared or knocked off. So inventory and finance are connected. Then when inventory reaches at the gates, warehouse collects. When it collects, it dispatches to factory floor or for consumption by departments, by resources. So finance oversees inventory movement. So in all this, business to business process variations are many, up to infinite for every industry. Not every industry is the same. So ERP is off the shelf, but sometimes processes don't match. There is a mismatch with ERP and business process. Some processes are essentials. Some are inevitable, which means unavoidable. The business cannot run without these processes. So ERP says it has no process like this. So what do we then are left with? We are left with customization. This is where ABAP enters and codes the process into ERP. Custom code, integration with third party tools, modularization, data fetching, data parsing. What else do we have? So whether it's ABAP or .NET or Python or Node.js, all of these customize the solutions for the business. As simple as that. Okay. So now the code, as always, where does it sit? It sits application or app or the UI. This is what the users will see and use. The code sits at the middle tier. APIs, uploads. Okay. So the middle tier communicates with the application layer. Okay. And the code sitting over here at middle tier communicates with what? Database. And database is what? Tables plus fields plus structures. And what else? Databases. So at the middle tier, code communicates through managed services, or there's a special term, micro services. Okay. The same goes for every other language. The syntax is always the same. The framework is the same. Okay. That's how the coding, if we look at it, the role of an ABAP or any coder is increased, and it's always there because the middle tier has to be maintained, and this is maintained by the ABAP coders or JavaScript coders or Python coders. The database, the architecture is also a part of the understanding of the ABAP consultant or any coder's landscape. Okay. So if we head down to SAP, okay, I'll go over to a transaction code SC11. SC11. Now I want to see a database table. That database table can be Mara. Now this Mara, what is this? I'll go to change. Now this is a standard table from SAP. Now this table is about general material data. Now where is this coming from? General material data. Let me show you. Let me show you the with another session that will clarify it more. Okay, over here, this is the front end of SAP. Okay. And if I go to SAP menu, I have logistics because we're dealing with a table that is material management, material master, create general, MM01. MM01 is the transaction code. So the material, or let me just pull out a material which is already made, MM02. MM02, I'll choose a material. Okay, I pick any material, in any random material from here. Select views, basic data, purchasing, plant. Oh, no. Select views, basic data. Let's go for basic data because I still don't know what was the plant because this is a random material. Okay, now this is the material area where all the details of the material are kept and stored. So if I go to this field and press F1, and I go to technical information, over here I have the table name, field name, data element, parameter ID, DynPro field. This is for accessing this part from the web. Okay, this is the program which has this table name. Okay, so speaking of this table material data, what do we have? Client, material number, and data division Mara. Okay, this, and every data element is represented as a data type. What's a data type? It's basically the characteristic of that. Now, this data type is client. What is client? Client is this landscape. Client 100. This is the landscape of development. So this is my client where I will be storing the material data. Material number is defined and represented as character with the length that 40 will be the length of the material number existing in this client. And there is a structure. Now, structure is a combination of tables and logic. Okay. Now, moving forward, I'll go to another table, VBRK. VBRK, change. Now, what is this billing document? Now, what is billing document? Let me show you that. /n means new session, VF02. VF02 is the change of billing document. So I will pick any random billing document. Any random. Sales log is 37. Chris Oman, top 1. PU. So I'll go with this 38 BT. Okay. And I'll go for items. What are the items in this billing document? Now, this is the description of the material. Okay. I press F1 from this field just to know what table is being fetched here. And it says table name VBRP, field name Matner. We saw Matner in Mara. We are seeing it in VBRP. Okay, so these fields are shared and synchronized with other tables. 907 F1 technical information. Technical information table name is VBRK. The VBRK billing document header data. What is header? This part is called the header part, header data. The header data has material number or billing document number, the payer, the customer, billing date, values, and currency. Okay, this is the header part. So in header part, we have many other categorizations for data elements. And data elements can be your fields. Again, we have client, we have VBL and VF, which is billing document, which we are looking at, billing type, billing category, and so on. Okay. Now, pricing conditions header. Let me go into that. So this is how an ABAP consultant looks at a document. For a user, this is just a document, but for ABAP, it is a combination of data elements, data types, tables, structures, and so on. So having functional knowledge is a plus for the ABAP consultant. Internet is slow today. Okay, moving ahead. Now, still fetching. Okay, I guess it has pulled. Okay, now we have the details here. Header text. Header text. This is simple. Let's go for conditions. But anyways, just it is to give an understanding. Now this is price. If I press F1, technical information. So we have table name T685T, field name we text, and so on. Screen number is for displaying what screen it is. It is input screen or display screen or change screen. Okay. So that's how an ABAP is structured. Okay. Let's go over and write a simple program. I'll go to first page. SC38. This is the transaction code you will be using frequently. Okay. And let's give it a name. Z_14 April first program. Create. Okay. 14th April. Charo. First program. Okay. This is my first program, the title. Type will be executable, include module, function, subroutine, interface, class, type, database, procedure, transformation, behavior definition. We'll say executable because we want to execute it. Status is whether this will be used in the production server or is it to code a customer process which is specific to the business, or is it an addition to the system programs, or it is just for test programs or unclassified. We'll use unclassified right now. Authorization group is used for users who can use this program and run it. No one other than who is not in authorization group will be able to use it. Which application or module will use it, whether it's asset accounting, business information warehouse, customer, control station, or financial accounting, and so on. We'll keep it empty. LDB is for third-party databases. Okay. Standard ABAP Unicode, there are a couple of frameworks that you will work with, which is Cloud, Standard ABAP, which we're using right now, and non-Unicode, which is obsolete. So we have two, Cloud and on-premise Standard ABAP Unicode. Okay. Save. Now this brings us to the package. Now package is a combination of code, logic, tables, fields all put together in a package. Since we are not going to transport this to production, we will use local object, which is not transportable. I click local object. Okay, now this is the landscape where you will start your coding. In SE38, when you're writing a code, it's always a report. Anything in blue is the keyword in SAP. Okay, now I will write data. What is I am defining here with data? It's a variable type I. Now data means that I am defining a variable which will have data of the type integer. Okay. Now parameters, parameter means this will be an input field, and I will define p underscore field one type I. Okay, for every syntax I will have a full stop. This is a standard of SAP. P underscore field 2 type I. Okay, now we have defined v result as a variable which will store some integers, and we have used parameters which will take parameters from the users, input from the users. So for that we have defined two fields, field 1, field 2. Now we give the logic here, v underscore result, which is this variable, okay, is equal to p underscore field 1 multiplied by p underscore field 2. Okay. Now, after this, write.
अच्छा आप केस सेंसिटिव हैं ये वर्ड्स इस वजह से अंडरस्कोर का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं
These are not case sensitive, but actually SAP changes the syntax to the use cases on its own, so we don't have to worry about that. Write means it will print the output, it will show us the output. So I will check the code right now if it has any syntax errors. Okay. Check. No errors. Activate. It will activate your program. And direct processing. Direct processing will execute it. So P field 1, P field 2, I will say 33 and 60. 7. Execute. 2 to 11. This is the title and this is the result. Okay.
रिजल्ट जो है वो 2 11 है, 2 to
Yes.
11
Yes, it has multiplied
मल्टीप्लाइड. ठीक.
33 into 67.
अच्छा, पैरामीटर्स जो था वो यूजर से इनपुट करवाने के लिए यूज हो रहा था, और डेटा जो था वो किस लिए था सर?
V result will store the data.
अच्छा, वी रिजल्ट स्टोर द डेटा.
Yeah, it stores the data. Okay.
वो इंटीजर वैल्यूज के लिए था.
Yes. V result. It's not picking up. V result. V result. It's not picking up the string, but anyways. Direct processing. 43 into 19. 817. Okay. So this is how you actually run your code. Okay. Got the idea?
जी सर.
Okay, let me just show you another C mod. C mod. Now this is the project. Look, if you remember, we we stored your program in a local package. Local package. Okay, this package is again local. Enhancements. Let's see what enhancements do we have in this. Enhancements, there are no enhancements now. Enhancements are pieces of logic that are given in this. Okay. We'll create our own, since this is 45, we'll write T45 and create. Okay, this is a package, ABAP. Save. Local package will be used because this will be stored in the local server. This is not going to be transported. Okay, this package is then used to transport it to the production when it is a live product. Okay, so in SAP, whenever you are creating a custom made package or a program or anything or any enhancement, it starts with Y or Z. Rest all the alphabets are taken up by SAP. So coming to the role of an ABAP consultant, we can actually go over some of the roles that an ABAP has to actually commit to, and that are enhancements. What are enhancements? These are customer specific objects which are added to the repo. Now, like for example, VF01 was the billing document. Okay. In the billing document, the customer says, I want to see the identification card. CNIC's field should be there. So our ABAP consultant will pull the field from the table, from the customer table, and the field will be CNIC or identification card or ID or a license. Okay. So these enhancements are basically called customer exits in SAP, and these are specific places in the program allowed by SAP to inject your enhancements. Okay. Then comes in customer development. What are customer development? Here you can create your own repo objects like tables, programs, and even transactions. Okay. So custom development actually happens in custom namespace, which is the namespace is Y or Z. Other than this, you cannot use it. That's used by SAP. Okay. And the other thing is application that a ABAP consultant develops, like reports, interface, conversions, extensions, forms, and so on. Okay. And this is also used to pull and push data to and from SAP to third party. Okay. Inbound, in this pull and push, there is an inbound interface which actually pulls data, legacy data from SAP, from legacy software to SAP. Outbound is push and pull strategy where you are updating a third party software from SAP. Okay, it actually carries the ETL concept, which is extract, transform, load, ETL. Okay. Okay. And other than that, of course, there are many other things that a custom ABAP coder also develops, of which extensions plus forms and what else? Conversion programs are part of an ABAP roles. Okay. So this is the role of an ABAP consultant. We'll see that. Let me just show you something else before we close the session. SC37. Function module will also create function modules. Okay, shows new account, change. Okay, now over here we have a certain logic that has been put here under the function. The function again is it pulls the logic and tables from various sources, and we have defined account like IB, KK, BAP tab. This can be a structure or a table. Okay, and it is pulling all the characteristics into account. Okay, then we have a call function where it is actually getting another structure where it will pull the data into GCon, RFC. This is for RFC accounting, okay, for bank accounting, okay. So this is actually used for payment details, okay. Then there are subroutines that are being used over here and functions. So how many tables are being used here? No tables have been shown over here. What are the exceptions? Let's see that. No exceptions. Import. Okay, parameter, country, bank key, account, account type, account currency. Okay, pass by value. It should have a certain value every time. Okay, so this is how you will be writing the program in ABAP, and this is all for today.